Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm just going to give a quick channel update basically and sort of explain what's been going on, why I've not been around, why I've not really been putting out any videos either here on the Battle Mode channel or for Explorminate. Basically what's been going on, I'm just going to talk about myself because Explorminate's been really quiet, and I'll just kind of like, I'll leave that to Rob, because Rob's been busy, I've been busy, Sean's been busy, basically we've all been kind of busy. So yeah, Explorminate's still a thing, but we've just been crazy busy basically. We just haven't really had much time to kind of do any content. Specifically speaking about myself and my channel, I've had some stuff go on in my real life. I had a death in the family, unfortunately, so I had to kind of spend ages just kind of traveling around, sorting everything out, helping my family members, and just kind of doing the you know, the bereavement thing. So I'm not kind of asking for any sympathy, by the way. It's all done with, and you know, it's always good to get a funeral out of the way because it kind of lets things kind of move on. So I'm okay, and unfortunately, as usual with me, these kind of setbacks push back everything that I'm doing in a big way. So I've not really been able to kind of do anything with regards to gaming. Like, it's not to say I've not been playing games, because I do play games, and playing games is kind of like my kind of coping strategy. I guess it has been ever since I've been a little kid. I've always been a big gamer, which is one of the reasons why I run a gaming YouTube channel, small though it is. So yeah, so that's kind of basically what's been going on. There's been other things as well. There's just, you know, when you get like multiple crises all kind of hitting at once, it's really difficult to deal with. So gaming has really been kind of like the last thing that I've been kind of thinking about, particularly, you know, doing stuff like YouTube, because I have to be in the right mood to really kind of to come on and perform, and it's, you know, it is a performance, I guess. So yeah, there's been stuff that I've kind of like not really had the energy for, and gaming's one of them. So anyway, so the plan going ahead, I've got two series on the go at the moment. One is a Shadow Empire series, and the other is a Conquest of Elysium series. I'm going to finish them both. Both of them will require me to kind of like watch some episodes, figure out where it is that I'm at with those, and then kind of, you know, get myself to the point where I'm in a comfortable state to kind of come and finish them. Now that can take a while, right? It can take a few hours at least, especially with Shadow Empire, because I always need to kind of catch up, find out what it was that I was doing, what, you know, where my mindset was, what, you know, what it was that I was thinking while I was doing all these things, all that stuff, yada yada yada. Okay, so Shadow Empire is probably going to be the next video that I do, and I'm going to try and finish that series. Conquest of Elysium, I'll probably do interchange with that, because I've got different people, you know, that watch the channel, and they like different things, and I don't want to sort of show too much favoritism, really. I think it'd be important for me really to kind of, you know, to kind of finish them both, and, you know, not show too much favoritism to kind of towards one or the other. Now, when it comes to schedules, it's difficult for me to actually kind of make schedules at the moment, because everything gets set back in a big way whenever it is that I do these, you know, any one of these sort of big crises happens. So I don't know exactly how often I'm going to be able to put out videos. With the amount of catching up of work that I've got to do, I think it's reasonable to and, you know, I do dedicate time in my day to gaming, right? And I've got a very understanding girlfriend, and, you know, like who doesn't mind me playing games, and, you know, she's cool with me pretty much doing whatever I want to do. So I have got some time, so I'm going to try and put out like maybe 2 or 3 videos a week. I think I can manage that, and I think that's a reasonable thing. Now, I also need to do some stuff for Explorminate, because Explorminate, I mean, I say this a lot, but Rob's been good to me. He's a good guy. I love him. He's just helped me out so much. He's just a dude. And Rob, you know, Explorminate really get my time always, because, you know, they've just been so good to me. So I'm going to try and do a couple of videos for Explorminate, and a couple of videos, if I can, for the Battle Mode channel, because I think it's important that I do some stuff on this channel too. So yeah, I'm kind of rambling now, but this is basically just what I wanted to say. Like, you know, I've had some issues. it's kind of over with now, I think. I've got a lot of catching up of work to do, but I do pledge to go forward and try and put some videos out, because I had a couple of options, right? I was thinking I could just quit this. It's not important, really. I don't make any money from it. It's not something that I do as a job. I do this purely for the love. I love playing games. I like talking. And I've got a bit of a following now, and it's the community side of it has just been amazing. Like, everyone's so cool. Like, everyone at Explorminate, and in my own sort of community that I've kind of built up just through playing things like Dominions and Conquest of Elysium and stuff with people, just so cool. Like, everyone's so nice, and I don't think I could give it up. Like, even if I only had like 2 people watching me, I'd probably still carry on. It's funny because when I used to make music, and I still do, that's kind of my main hobby really, is music production. And I always said to myself that my goal would be just to release one album that just like one person somewhere loved. But it's been really cool because like that massive monster Shadow Empire series, I reckon I must have, it's hard to tell from the viewing figures, but I must have had about 50 people watch it. I think probably maybe about 50 regular viewers. Some of the videos, some of them got like thousands of views, some of them got 300. I think the average was about 150. So let's just say that, give or take, people watching, they might watch 10 minutes of it and then come back to it later on. I've probably got about 50 people watching now. That's amazing, really, for a really sort of quite dry sort of strategy 4X wargame hybrid thing. And I'm not the most entertaining person in the world by any stretch of the imagination, so I've just been really grateful basically that people that actually will tune in and watch me waffle and just play these strange grognard games that I'm into. I feel a bit sorry for Rob at Explorminate, because I think what Explorminate really needs is like some people who are really enthusiastic about a lot of modern games. I mean, look, I'm still playing XCOM, or mods of, and I mean the original X. This is X-Pirates, so it's like a kind of slightly not safe for work kind of mod of XCOM, but like it's basically one of the best games I've ever played, and I'm umming and ahhing as to whether to play this on the channel. Anyway, I'll talk about X-Pirates in a minute, but I think what Explorminate really needs, it needs some more people to kind of come in and kind of who are really enthusiastic about kind of newer 4X games, because I don't know, like just between you and me, guys, right? I'm really not feeling any modern 4X games at the moment. There's been some big games come out recently. Old World has come out, and I beta tested it, and I didn't really do a whole lot on the beta, to be honest, because I was just busy, as always, with my with stuff that I've got going on. But I like Old World, but I don't love it, and I don't know what it is about it. Like, I think it's a good game. I think it's definitely an interesting game, but it's dead weird. It's like, I don't know. It kind of wants to be like a war game, but it also wants to be a 4X, and it also wants to be some sort of Crusader Kings kind of character thing. And it does all of them kind of in an interesting way. I'm not really this is the problem with me in Old World, right? Because I can't get to an end of a game. It just doesn't grab me. So I haven't really got a big opinion on whether it's any good or not. Like, it's not good enough to grab me. That's what I'm going to say about that. There's been some other big games as well that kind of come out in recent times. Like Total War Warhammer 3 has been a very polarizing game. I think the community at large really don't like where it's at. I don't mind it. I just, again, it's just not grabbed me like I was hoping it would. I don't know why. It's just, I just don't think that campaign that came out with Warhammer 3 was really what people wanted. And I was sort of defending it for a bit, like, it's not so bad, what are you all whining about? And man, I gotta say, I've never seen so much whining as the Total War community with Warhammer 3. Yeah, it's got problems, but it's not that bad, guys, alright? It's not that bad that you need to literally, like, even now, if you go on the Warhammer 3 Steam forums, 8 out of 10 posts on there are just people banging on about the same damn things that they've been talking about since the game was released. It's like, yeah, we get it, you don't like it, you can give it a rest now, right? Like, that's what I kind of wanted to get that off my chest. That was really annoying me, because I don't think people should be silent. If you're unhappy about a game, absolutely you should complain. You should demand more. You should demand better from the games companies that you give your hard-earned money to. But there comes a point when they've heard you, and all you're doing now is damaging the community, and that's all I see it, to be honest. I think it's got to the point now where people are just moaning for the sake of it. They've got addicted to moaning. They're addicted to being dickheads, basically, and it's really causing a lot of community damage. So just give it a rest. Like, yeah, we all know that Total Warhammer 3 isn't what you wanted. Let's wait for Immortal Empire, see what happens. If that's a massive flop, CA are done. I think they are really going to be in big trouble. And I think they know that, so they're going to be like, all right, you know, we've got to get this right. This is why they're waiting. They're making everybody wait for, you know, this Immortal Empire, because I know that they want to get it right. Anyway, so that's Warhammer 3. What else has come out that I kind of wanted to talk about? Let's just wait for all this gunfire to finish. I think I've turned my volume a little bit too high. Oh, how did he survive that grenade? It's actually a battle I've already completed, because I didn't really want to be sort of playing on my main game save while I was trying to sort of talk to you at the same time, but I kind of like to talk and play. Anyway, oh god, did she get a hit here? Oh, 3, okay. Okay, so what else came out? Distant Worlds 2 is another game that has been, I think, disappointing to the community because of the state that it was released in. That was a game that I did beta test. I was in the beta test really early on. I played it quite a lot. I don't dislike it as much as other people do. I think that, I don't know, like, you should never ever insult your audience, so I'm not going to talk about this too much, but I think that some people in the community have been overly harsh on Distant Worlds 2. We knew that it was going to be like Distant Worlds Universe. It was always going to be Distant Worlds Universe, but with 3D graphics and more streamlined interface. That's what you got, okay? That's what I think about the game. I don't think it's as bad as like a lot of people are claiming. I think it's a really good game. I think it has had problems. I couldn't play it for a bit. Like, I'm still I was one of those people that was really severely affected by the performance issues, some serious performance issues, and I know that Codefuss they've been scratching their head trying to figure out what's going on. I think those guys have done their very best to try and sort this out. So, you know, what are you going to do? Yeah, what are you going to do? They're fixing the game. The last update that came out was pretty damn big. It was pretty damn good as well. So I don't know. I think that, again, I kind of hope that people chill out a little bit about Distant Worlds 2 now. It's the latest update from what I've seen has made some big improvements. Yeah, it's still a big janky sandbox like experience, but that's what do you expect? Yeah. So yeah, Distant Worlds 2. I want to play it again. I think I'm going to play it for Explorminate. I think the game's is in a state now where I can play it without any crashes, without any severe slowdown. You know, they've really polished it up in a big way in that respect. So yeah, expect some Distant World 2 content from me, because I really want to play that. But yeah, just to say that I don't dislike it as much as other people do. I think it's a good game, and I'm not just saying that because I was a beta tester. I've got no horse in that race. I don't get paid to do that. In fact, if anything, being a beta tester on Distant Worlds 2 really seriously distracted me from some proper stuff that I had to do in real life. Like, to use a British term, I dropped a bollock there a little bit. Like, I really kind of spent time on that when I should have been spending time on other things. So, but I don't care, like, really. I like Eric Rutins, you know, I think he's a nice guy, and but I'm not. If I think a game's bad, I will say so. I'm not a shill. If I think a game's bad, I'll say so. I don't think Distant Worlds 2 is as bad as everyone's making out. But it seems to be that, you know, like, the greater 4X community are kind of over here on a lot of issues, and I'm like on here. Like, I just don't have I don't have these same issues with UI that everyone has. Like, I was talking to someone on Steam today about Dominions, and, you know, he was saying how, you know, Dominion 6 needs to have a better UI, and I'm like, I like the UI in Dominion. Sorry, I just don't think it's a problem. It's got some issues, but I don't know. I'm just weird though. I'm happy and satisfied with stuff that other people really hate. So, you know, go figure. I'm just a bit weird. What other games have come out? There's been a big update for Interstellar Space Genesis. Again, another game I couldn't really get into, and I kind of recognise that it's cool. I think it's a solid Master of Orion 2 remake, basically. But I think it's starting to diverge off in a bit of a different direction. They seem to be trying to make it kind of like almost a little bit like Stellaris now with some of these updates that they're doing. I don't know. I need to play it. So that's another thing. So when I have had time for games, what have I been playing? I've been playing this amazing XCOM original, you know, UFO mod. This is a game I'd like to play on the channel. The problem is it's kind of got like a heavy metal sort of aesthetic. So I don't know if you know, but there was a sort of animated film in the 80s, Heavy Metal, which is kind of like big booby bimbo barbarians in space, and this is kind of like what X-Pirates is. It's very kind of the guy who's made it really likes his anime and, you know, kind of manga and, yeah, this kind of stuff. I'm not even going to say what this is because I might get banned from YouTube. But like, yeah, it's kind of like a sexy version of XCOM, but it is. I don't play games, you know, for titillation necessarily. This is mechanically one of the best games I've ever played. It's absolutely mind-bogglingly big. Like if XCOM had like, let's quantify it, right? If XCOM had one amount of content, one unit of content, this has got about 1,000 units. It's like 1,000 times bigger than XCOM. So, and it's way better than any of the modern XCOM crap as well, like by a long way. So yeah, this is a really good game, and I think that I'd like to play it on my own channel. The problem is that it does have some not safe for work content. It's not a porn game. It doesn't have any sex scenes or anything, but it does have like naked people in it, let's say. So, you know, I don't know. I need to think about whether that's something that I really want to be doing. But you know, I'm all about the gameplay, right? And this is one of the best games. The other argument against playing this on the channel is it's massive. Like this particular campaign that I'm playing right now, I've been playing for, oh, how long? Probably about 30-40 hours, and I think I'm probably about 1/10 of the way through. So it's huge. Like one playthrough, because there's so much content, the one playthrough can take hundreds of hours. It's like a big game. So I really, you know, I don't know, like I really want to play it. Oh god, he's got a machine gun. So yeah, I really want to play it. I just think it's probably one of those games that might be a bit much, and I might not finish it. And also it might annoy people who are really kind of prudish. So yeah, so the other game that I've been playing is Dominions. I've been playing Dominions 5 a lot. I'm mostly a single player. I don't have time for multiplayer at the moment, even though multiplayer Dominions 5 is probably, you know, it's like my favourite game. I've got more hours in Dominions 5 than any other game now by a long way, including all the Total War games. Like I've just played it so much, and a lot of that's in single player. And this is an unpopular opinion, but I think Dominions 5 is a good single player game if you're not out to be sort of challenged by the AI in constantly. You know, you kind of want to sit and play through it and just sort of explore, you know, the stories that kind of unfold and all the little options that you've got. I mean, Dominions 5 is an amazing game, so that's another game that I want to play. I think I'm going to try to find a way of playing Dominions 5 single player that is interesting. I am starting a Dominions 5 multiplayer game with some of my buddies, and it might be opened up to some of the other people in the community. And that, if I do that, I'll probably record that as well. I'm still kind of getting my head around how to do Dominions 5 multiplayer stuff. I like the way Lucid Tactics does it, where he records, he plays the game, records each episode, makes a save game for each turn, and then he kind of goes back over it, because I think that I'm not good enough at Dominions 5 to be able to talk and play at the same time. Actually, I did actually record another series for Explorminate where I played a multiplayer game again with Lucid and a few others, and I deleted it, and the reason being because there was a lot of salt in that game, and there was sort of some misunderstandings, I think, between some of the players that were resolved during the course of the game, and we're all buddies now. But I was kind of whining a little bit at certain points, and I was being a bit salty, and like you'll watch Lucid Tactics videos, and he embraces the salt, right? He just kind of like these guys have pissed me off. I'm gonna screw them over. I'm not really like that. It was less about the salt and more that some of the stuff that I was saying could have come across as being a little bit arrogant, and I don't. That's not the persona that I want to put out. So yeah, I deleted that, unfortunately, but. I think that I will record this, and I'll try and find a way of doing it that's interesting for people to watch without taking up, like, 50 hours of your life. There's got to be some way of doing it. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I've been playing this, I've been playing Dominions, I've been playing a little bit of Conquest of Elysium, I've been looking at some other games, but I haven't really been playing new 4X games. Just I don't know. I like talking about 4X games more than I like playing them at the moment. And I need to fix that. I think there are some 4X games I'd like to play. There's Imperium's Greek Wars is a very good game, and I want to play that. The problem is with Imperium's is learning it to the point where I'm kind of good enough at playing it is, to be able to play it and sort of talk at the same time. Because it's quite hard, that game is, especially if you ramp the difficulty up a bit. So yeah, that's one I'd like to try. Anyway, I'm open to suggestions. So if you guys want to see me play something, just let me know. I mean, but I think the first priority is to finish off Shadow Empire and the Conquest of Elysium series. The Conquest of Elysium series probably won't be that long. Shadow Empire will probably be longer, but I made it so that it was deliberately not a long game this time round. And then I'll have a think about what to do. There are some other games that I'd like to play. There's another tactics game that I really like, another mod, which is a Jagged Alliance 2 mod called Jagged Alliance 2 version 1.13, I think. It's a community mod where they've just kind of like gave it loads more content, loads more options. Jagged Alliance 2 is an amazing game. It's I don't know. I know Wizardry's good, but I think Jagged Alliance 2 was Surtech Canada's masterpiece. It's like an amazing game. So yeah, that's one that I might consider playing. But again, it's quite long and long and sandboxy, and I'm just not sure whether people would enjoy seeing that. So there's also a little game that you might have heard of called Remnants of the Precursors that I like to play, and I'm currently working on a review for Explorminate because that game came out. It was finally released, version 1.0, over Christmas on Boxing Day. Was it Boxing Day? Or was it Christmas Day? I forget now. Sorry, Ray. But anyway, it came out last year, just at the end of last year, and we've still not done a review, which is shameful. And we've just been too busy. And that's one game that I think if I'm going to write something for it, I really want to write something that's really good. Not just bang out this half-assed review that any Muppet could write. I really want to write something that's kind of nice. So. But that will mean playing it again, and that, it might be the time to do another Remnants of the Precursor series because I know that's kind of popular. Some people really like me playing that. Alright guys, I've really rambled on here. It's been a 20-minute video, which really should have just been 2 minutes. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this like sneak peek of X-Pirates. This is such a good game, man. I don't know, it's just I kind of really want to play this, but on this on this thing, but it's so long and it's just kind of a bit it's a bit skeevy. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll have a think about this. But as far as tactics games are concerned, man, this blows everything I've played since Out of the War. I like tactics games, and there's a guy called Doubter Buddha or Jesse who does stuff with Explorminate, and he's a tactics guy, and Sean as well, Aussie Sean, Paradigm Shift. Those two really like their tactics games, and they've been banging out loads of stuff, but nothing that has been put my way has ever been as good as this. This is just like, this is so good. Okay, all right, guys. I'll catch you next time. So I think the next thing you're going to see from me is probably going to be a Shadow Empire video. Take care, and I'll catch you soon.